Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. I have an oracle reading for you today because of the whole energetic chaos that we have out there. It's good to check in once in a while to look what is really going on. And again, nothing is what it seems to be. And it is very important to keep that one reminding us again and again and again that things are different and that we are not um, in a state of despair. And especially those who used to listen to my readings and certain other people too, um, you are on the path of ascension already. There is not much you can do. The war that is happening out there now is not your war. You have to do just one thing now, and this is holding the light and refine yourself so that the energy that we have can move forward. And I asked the cards, the first three cards are what do we have to do now and where does it lead us? So when we have the first card here, the heart drop, this is that stupa with the heart in front of a desert. It is more like a little bit like a mirage when you suddenly see these images coming up. And it represents actually the heart energy very often is very difficult to conceive for many people, especially when we are still in a world that is judging everything. We need to use discrimination, and that's just the next card coming up there, discrimination, temptation. And this is the topic that we have to look at. Is it coming, whatever we do, from genuine care, love, compassion, passion, or is it coming from my mind? And the heart stupa here also represents a stupa represents like a piece of, like, for example, a bone of a Buddha or something like that. It also represents wisdom. Now, I say the bone because, when you get the DNA in a bone that can survive, and we have afterwards here with the death transformation card, lots of bones. So it is meant that we have the information of all that is within that stupa representing again the bone. We just have to remember it, become member again of your consciousness, not just your brain, but your heart consciousness. And we have a heart brain, and the heart brain is very important because there we don't judge, we discriminate. Now, this is the thing in the moment. This is what we need to figure out. Here we have in the heart, we have also two colors, which is also representation of male and female. And I was talking a lot about balance. And this again is about balance, is about wisdom. And wisdom always is connected with the heart. The mind does not understand what wisdom is. Mind is knowledge. And knowledge is always within polarity. Wisdom transcends polarity, moves beyond. So when we have this, like, we can say that our outer world representing by the desert in the moment does not give us the food that we need. And I'm not talking about physical food because this actually is a topic too. We don't get the physical food that we need either, but generally also the food, the soul food that we don't get if you turn on TV or whatever. All you get is food for the mind to make you angry, to make you fearful, and not to nourish your spirit, to nourish your soul. So we have to find that nourishment within, and we have to transcend the energies of the mind. We have to go further. We have to move beyond the judgment. We have to move beyond all that what we see physically out there to say, again, this is all an illusion. We are inside of this illusion because that's the game we have signed up for. But now we have to see it for what it is. And once we are centered in this balance, in this heart center, and the mirage of the world also here in the background cannot affect us anymore. So I know that very often I tune in into another consciousness, and then I have, for example, information from other people that some really bad stuff happened. But the bad stuff is actually to turn around, to kind of dismantle what is beyond, to kind of take that layers away that we can see beyond. So when the false matrix now is falling, then all that false stuff has to fall with it. And very often things that happen very seemingly very bad are actually the best that can happen. Let me give you a sample. I have built up a resort 12 years ago with somebody, and everything went well. It seemed really like, oh, my dreams finally come true. And then once everything was done, everything fell apart because of a guy who came in, she, the princess from another country with lots of money. And the spiritual aspect that I wanted to manifest there, because I had the vision, I did the vision, I did the design and everything, fell apart. And I was very, very sad about that. It was absolutely horrible. It took me years to really ground again, to find the ground under my feet, and I didn't even understand for many years, but now I can see that this had to happen, because I would have never been able to work with these people with their understanding that was more new age and not really spiritual. That was more about money, about fame, about the great resort and all that kind of stuff. And for me, it was that, first of all, also part of to visualize the place, to be the creative part of it, that it can happen. And it's very interesting what happened afterwards this year, till I found out again that this has in fact nothing to do with me, but it was just one step of my way of education to create it. Those who are more into astrology, I have a Sun Uranus conjunction. So you understand that I am the creator, but I'm not the maintainer. So I had to let go, and that was heartbreaking in many ways. And it is, in the end effect, that what helped me to really be ready for the time now. To be able, now we come to the second card with the snake. This is the temptation part of it. And also a snake has many different meanings. It also shedding the skin, but it is now here that the whole story about the temptation, like we have two apples looking from the outside the same. You see that there are mirror image, and you have to choose which one. And we can say one is from the mind and one is from the heart, or from the higher and from the lower consciousness. Now we have to learn to discriminate what is around us, if even if the illusion of it's being good is there. But remember that very often what seems to be good, it's actually in the long term not good for us. And here I want to mention just very shortly again the whole social and aspect of all this. There are so many organizations that are doing good, but in the way they are not doing good, because they are not teaching somebody to fish. They give them a fish, and after they eat the fish, they're hungry again. So it's all about making you depending on a system. So this is the bad side of it, the depending side of it, the mind side of it. The real spiritual teacher, they might give you a hard time, a really hard time. I know. and But once you go through it, when you have conquered it, it's like in martial art, when you want to learn martial art, you have to move beyond just your physical body. It's much more, but then it manifests inside of your physical body. The movement, the power is manifest in the body. And that's in a way what we do now when we balance that and we move into the heart center. We use the heart brain and not the head brain, which is everything is judgment and everything is choosing something left or right, up or down. You can have both. It just depends what you're doing with it. Since we are living in a time frame that moves forward step by step, we can have one today and the other one tomorrow. But generally, people are so much in their judgment, they just one part of the polarity they throw away. And I maybe want to say here again that the so-called negative pole is not bad. We have to move also here beyond judgment. We need the negative, like we need the positive, and it has to be balanced. But the negative or the dark does not have to be violence or war. It can be just simply the negative energy that we need, like breathing in and breathing out. Or after being active, working a day, you need rest, you need to relax, which is negative. Or like eating, chewing is positive, and then it's going into your stomach, digestion. We go several times through yin and yang processes to process the food within ourselves so that we have the sustenance for life. Now, what the next card, the death transformation, transfiguration, is all about is once you understand that and you move into your heart and you cut through all this negative judgment and just look at it as it is and move backwards. That also is kind of helping you to see things from a different perspective, because you see this is not the violent death that has a lot of dark energy, but it has a light halo around the head. And it is like I talked about the bones before. Look at it, all the bones. It represents also all the knowledge, the wisdom that we have gathered in many lifetimes. And the sky is cutting away. You don't see that so well here. It's like all the jewelry, the things that make your renovation or being rich or being poor or whatever it is. This is also all cut away, and you are in a consciousness of light that expands here through the head. When the sky has cut away all that part of polarity, and you have all the bones left over. It's all the wisdom, all the knowledge, everything what is the experience. Like, for example, you had 100 lives, 1,000 lives. This is the remembrance, the knowing again about who you really are beyond that physical camouflage that we are moving in. Often people, they have way too much weight on their physical body, but the physical body, of course, it is important. It is the vessel that is allowing us to have that human experience, and we need to take care of. And the body, to a certain degree, is also the expression of who we are, as you can see very often in a face or in the eyes of a person. If there is hatred, or, we have a saying that the smile doesn't reach the eyes. And this is something that is important, that we understand that in this way, the physical body gives us part of the expression of who we are on a higher spiritual level too. But this has nothing to do with the riches or with the jewelry that somebody's wearing, but it has something to do with the kindness of the heart. Or not. And what we reach here, this is the wish fulfilling gem. This is said in the Dakini oracle. This is the most powerful, most beautiful card in the whole oracle. And this is the complete. See, here we have the position, the love position of yin and yang, female and male, mirrored. And again, here we have the mirror from here. So even in the underworld or in the negative part of the world where the mind is residing, the balance has happened. So once we go through this process and the balance is happening within us, then it will happen on all levels. And again, then we are more the observers and not so much anymore those who actively work on taking sides, what is good and what is bad. We move back. I can observe very clearly for me now, I have this little network that on Telegram that I post messages, and also part of it is like I was posting for many years what's going on in the world as a conspiracy theorist, like really the background of it. And in the moment, it is nearly impossible for me to find messages that I want to post. When I look out also in politics and everywhere, nothing is relevant anymore. Once I become the observer in the background, I see both sides and I see the splitting of the timeline so clearly now. And I had a blog about that. And maybe I can put in the blog page again this train station symbolism I did, that we are all coming together to one point, and then from here 2 lines go up and then they split again into different timelines. And it is so clear for me now that this process is happening because also many people are not in my life anymore. Even if I try to contact them, there is no answer. You really can say that the energy is completely different. I cannot reach those people anymore. They don't hear me anymore. And the opposite way around is too. So it hurts sometimes to let certain people go. Or I have, for example, still a couple people I'm in business contact with that I need to find a solution. But I'm sure this will come too, because once we step forward, once these timelines, when the people really have moved completely on the other timeline, there will new people come into your life, people who also have integrated the yin and the yang within. And that they are, this wish fulfilling gem is like the creative side of us will be able to manifest whatever we need. And I can see in many cases that what is going to manifest is not yet visible, but things are happening. And even if they look bad in the moment, like in that sample that I had, at the end, it will be good for you. It will be good to that certain connection break, because this is not the connection you need anymore. So relax, just be. Try whenever things are happening and when you have to mourn somebody because somebody has moved out of your life, do it. I just had actually, I heard a very interesting thing. It's like, but I don't remember if his son or daughter come home sometimes, go into the room and put on music and shout and really noisy and angry. And then the father kind of, oh my God, what's happening now? Kind of bad mood. But then the sun come down afterwards and everything's okay. So see, to have the courage to let this negative energy out. When you understand how illness manifests in the body, it is mostly because we hold back, or we are people pleasing, or we are doing things that we don't really want to do, that is not really us from the core of me. And when we keep that on, this is a disharmony. This is like a friction from the energy, from my original energy that I keep. And this is what is creating the illness, this dis-ease. That's the word actually that says more. And it's the same, like I can see that with my glasses that get worse and worse and worse. I should have new glasses again, but honestly, I don't want to see that violence and that chaos that's going on out there anymore. And so many people that are there, I don't want to even look at it anymore. So, okay, the eyes are the windows of the liver. So the liver is like detoxing, more or less, and discriminating what is good for the body, what is not. So I have to kind of make that peace to get back into my inner balance, that I'm not disturbed anymore by what happened. I don't think that buying new glasses would be a solution. Maybe for a few months and then the eyes change again. So just take it more easy. Relax more into what is around you now. Act just there. What is around you. Don't worry about what happened so much in other countries. Hold the whole planet in light. Just imagine that you hold the planet and be like that lighthouse that shines light, like the sun shines the light on everybody, no matter who the person is. So shine light to the world and know that this separation is coming. We can never say a real date, but those who are awake and aware know that we are in midst of that process. I hope that helps you to understand the time quality better. Next reading will be again a moon reading at the next full moon. I look forward to see you again. Oh, and by the way, I still have the offer up that if you want your horoscope, your star chart, the real star constellation, you can order that in my blog page. And I will put the link below that you can find it. Okay, bye for now. I look forward to see you again.